This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers. Thank you for tuning in. Today, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button for immigration updates. At the outset, if you have any immigration problem or you want some advice, then do get in touch with me and I'll do my best to help you. Today, I'm going to be talking about the impact of the new Immigration Act being passed and that apparently Rwandan or flights to Rwanda to get rid of asylum seekers, which is what it really is, are due to start fairly soon. Apparently, Priti Patel has announced that the first group of people will be informed this week of the government's plan to send them to Rwanda. This is following the new Immigration Act coming into effect at the end of April. There was some opposition to this, but it was defeated, sadly, and the act is now law. So if you think that you are at risk of being removed to Rwanda or uncertain about your immigration status, then please get in touch with me or another reputable immigration lawyer for help urgently. I cannot stress how important it is that you do it quickly. I say this as it will be far harder to help for anyone to get help if they are actually detained and facing removal or have removal directions set. Especially as this is a flagship policy and something that the government are trumping on about. Apparently, under plans last month, people arriving illegally in the UK via channel crossings and other routes will be detained and sent to the East African nation to have their asylum claim, to be able to claim asylum claim processed there, or to be able to claim asylum there, because their claims will be inadmissible in the United Kingdom. What is quite disturbing about this scheme, and there is some doubt as to whether it will ever happen or is even legal, is that anyone who has their asylum claim processed and recognised in Rwanda will be expected to make their new lives there. They'll be given apparently some governmental help, but Rwanda will become their new home. They will not, as I understand it to be, given visas to come to the United Kingdom if they are recognised as refugees. It is clear to me that the Home Office is keen to get the first flights off the ground and set a precedent that it can actually happen. And apparently a few are planned over the next few months. In my view, and argue that my understanding of international law, if someone arrives in the United Kingdom and is genuinely a refugee, they ought to be permitted to stay in the United Kingdom and subject to the relevant rules, bring any family members over. However, in a statement, the Home Secretary Priti Patel said, and I don't argue or dispute what she's saying, I just don't think she's fixing it the right way. She says, Britain's asylum system is broken as criminals exploit and smuggle people into our country at huge cost to UK taxpayers. The world-leading migration partnership with Rwanda means those making dangerous, unnecessary and illegal journeys to the UK may be relocated to Rwanda to have their claims considered and to rebuild their lives there. That again reinforces the view that the people who do arrive and are removed will not be coming to the UK. The government does, however, expects to meet resistance probably in the courts, and Ms Patel acknowledges this in saying that this is just the first stage in the process, and we know it will take time as some will seek to frustrate the process and delay removals. I would say, and this is not Ms Patel's words, challenge the legality of the whole mad system. Back to Ms Patel. I will not be deterred from acting to deliver the changes the British people voted for to take back control of our money, laws and borders. Indeed, she is right. There are challenges. Last week saw the first legal action against the scheme get underway. This is a challenge brought by the law firm Instalaw, and it stated that the policy or law ran contrary to international law and the UN Refugee Convention, as well as breaching Britain's data protection laws. Personally, I don't think that the Rwanda plan is workable, legal, or even humane. But this has not stopped this Secretary of State from locking people up in unsanitary camps where COVID ran riot and effectively detaining them, or attempting to overturn intercept boats in the English Channel. I'm not alone in this thinking, as many charities and other lawyers consider the plan to be unworkable as well as illegal and likely to waste yet more taxpayers' money. You'll remember that the Home Office trained people for several months in this channel interception scheme, which apparently involved jet skis or something. It's also to be remembered that the Home Office itself has not provided any real details of the plan or the camps or how it's going to be processed, or produced any evidence that it will have any effect whatsoever to do what it's supposed to do, which is to deter people from coming to the United Kingdom. In any event, it doesn't address the million or so people who've made the United Kingdom their home, but do not have any documentation. They're simply overlooked in that respect. It is therefore important that if you're in the UK unlawfully, you get proper legal advice as soon as possible. Going to ground and being detained and then trying to sort it out is always far, far more difficult. If you seek a lawyer, whether it be me or whether it be anybody else who's reputable and has a good reputation, it is always best to act proactively rather than to try and sort things out if one is detained. Thank you very much for watching this video. At least we know where the Secretary of State is going with this and that she intends to move it forward. And also that there are people that are seeking to challenge it. Indeed, there are a number of challenges that are coming up, and I'll provide more details on those challenges and whether they succeed or not in future videos. But for the time being, be warned, be active. If you are in the country, do get in touch with a lawyer and do try and stay safe. Thank you again for watching. This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers.